This is how many other Clay Depot concealers I have. Definitely a holy grail. Thanks so much for joining me for my luxury beauty holy grails. A very happy Thanksgiving to you. I hope you are spending the day with loved ones. And this is always a great time to remind me to thank you for all of the support that you have given me over the years. It has been over 8 years here on YouTube, so many of you have been here since the very beginning. We've gone through a lot of changes, including lighting over time. We've moved since then, so I really appreciate you tuning into every video, to giving a thumbs up to each video and leaving comments. I know it takes a little extra time to leave a comment, and it does take me some time to get back to you. I really try to get back to every comment, and if I have not gotten back to your comment, please know that it is my intent to get back to it. So all the views, comments, likes, those all matter so much. And I still want to continue growing this channel. I know it's very niche luxury beauty, but I really love to see if we can get to 25,000 by the end of the year. Even though slowly we are growing, but reaching 25,000 by the end of 2024 would be amazing. So thank you again so much for all of the support, and a very happy Thanksgiving to you. This has almost become a tradition to do this video on Thanksgiving because there are also so many sales, and I feel like if we can get savings out of the things that are used over and over again and are reliable, I think it's a really great idea to talk about these products. So for sure, I do know there is a promotion going on over at Chantecaille on the site. So I will leave my code here. It's 25% off. It started a little bit earlier, so if you saw my community tab, there was an early access to that. And that's when you have a little bit of extra time to stock up on those items before they might go out of stock. So if you're not already subscribed, that just pops up on your feed as like a little announcement on the community tab. But 25% off site-wide. So see several Chantecaille items here. I will leave those links in a little pinned comment and also the description box, but it seems a little bit harder to get to the description box anymore. So I'm going to leave a pinned comment for the Chantecaille site, because as of the filming of this, they are not affiliated with the YouTube shoppable tabs, which will be here for any of the other items that I can find on sale. So if they are on sale on a site that is in cooperation with YouTube, then you'll see a tab show up, you'll see the discount on the actual tab. It will allow you to click on that product. Like for instance, let me put in the Valentino blush that I think you all know will be in here anyway. So let me put a tab on the Valentino blush right now. It should show if there's a discount. There will be a discount. I'm not sure there will be, but hopefully I'll find one. If there is a discount, you'll see it, and you can click on that tab. So if you try it right now, you can click on the tab. It will bring you to the product page. You can read more about it. You can see what other shades there are. So just know that that tab is just like any other affiliate link, but you get to continue watching the video while you look at the product at the same time. And then you can click out of that and come back to the video and watch in like the larger frame as usual, because when you click on that link, if you do it, you'll see that it's a smaller video in the corner. So thank you so much if you choose to shop through those tabs. So I have about, like I said, 20 or so products. I say 20 or so because I lose count, but it's around 20. I think the thumbnail might say like 20 or 20-ish products. If you've watched my videos before, these probably will not be a surprise. There might be a couple in there, but for the most part, you probably already know what these are. But they are things that I buy over and over again. I use them frequently. You see them frequently in action. And I measure other products against these products. So are they as good as whatever this Holy Grail product is? That's how I determine what is a Holy Grail product. So for instance, this first one by Clay Depot. So this first one by Clay Depot is in Honey. It's a concealer. If you have melasma, hyperpigmentation, and really need to cover up any discoloration, then this has been the only thing that has been something that I have used for years. I continue to use concealers and try new concealers out because I want to know what else is out there, but consistently this has shown up year after year as a reliable product that looks great after hours of wear. It works with all of the foundations that I've used. There hasn't been any odd interaction with this concealer. It has gone through 2 different iterations since I've been on YouTube, and this one happens to have a brightening component in it, which is amazing for especially dark spots. So if I can work on lightening those dark spots while protecting it, because it does have it does have SPF, so it does 3 things. It helps to conceal and make an even skin tone with makeup. It also works on the dark spots, and it provides SPF to protect the dark spots so it doesn't get any darker. So that is why I continue to rely on this. It can be more sheared out, it can be built up. I have layered this and sandwiched it with different products. I'll even apply it on top of powder. It has a reputation for being good because it's that good. So I have mine in honey, but just so you can see, I wanted to show you. When I say that I purchase the products over and over again and tried them for a long time. So this is how many other Clé de Peau concealers I have. So that's how much I have experimented with this product, tried different shades, tried different iterations of it, and every iteration has been a holy grail, so they just continue to make this product better. But that's, how many is that? 2, 4, 7 that I have used in the past that aren't even totally empty yet. That's how much I love this concealer. So definitely a holy grail. So in order to show the power of that concealer, you'll see in the Get Ready With Me, I started with that first, and then we could see other areas that needed some addressing in terms of evening out the skin tone, bringing out some of the darker areas on my face, like under the eyes. So I went in with this, which I don't think I talk about as much as I actually use this product, but you've seen it in use before. So this is Chantecaille, and this is one of the products that you can find on their site. If it's in stock, 25% off, and this is in 4C. I have had several of these over the years, and I think I did not understand, or not understand, I don't think I appreciated what this does, because it is very lightweight, it's very skin-like, it is almost undetectable. Like many of their makeup products, their base products are so undetectable on the skin. Very similar with this. It's more lightweight. It's not going to do the same job as the Clé de Peau, but it will definitely highlight in a really gentle way. And I've also used this on dark spots. So when I want a very natural look, like a no makeup look, I will go for this product here, the Camoflauge Stylo in 4C. I used it under the eye, so you'll see that in action, and that it doesn't take very much. And so if you want something lightweight, something that's more fluid and looks really natural on the skin, I would look into this. This is not a new product. In fact, a lot of these are not new products, and it makes sense because these are things that have kind of outlasted the market, because sometimes makeup products come and go, but these are staples in the makeup world for a reason, because people rely on them. They are not limited edition. Because these have withstood the test of time, that makes me think that other people also rely on these to perform as well as they do. Now, I don't know if this is holy grail to other people, because I use this in a different kind of a way, and this is Victoria Beckham Eye Stick in Trench. So it's like a skin toned color on me, and what I discovered that I loved this for is to cancel out the redness under my eye. And so, like I said, you'll see as I build the makeup how each of these steps makes such a big difference. Even though it's like a little tiny area, makes a huge difference. So this is Victoria Beckham's Eye Stick in, I was gonna say taupe. It's in Trench. I think it's supposed to be like a trench coat color. So it's in Trench, and I use it to cancel out the darkness under here. It works better than concealer for me because it's a little bit drier than a concealer. Concealer can still move around, and then I have these diagonal lines under my eyelash line under my eyelashes. So that's where concealer can gather, but this stays in place because it's a little bit of a drier consistency. So then with those 3 concealer products, I mean, this is not a concealer, but with those 3 products concealing here, here, and then here, it looked like I didn't have much to do in terms of makeup after these 3 steps, and that's even before foundation. So for foundation, holy grail, I do measure things against this. This is the one that I used for my no-fail makeup when I can't take any chances with my makeup falling apart or doing something strange, and I need to wear it for a long time and look really put together and polished. This is it. It's the Chantecaille Future Skin, and I have this one in Wheat. I also have Nude. It's a cushion, but it's different than other cushion foundations. So in the past, cushion foundations that I've used are more fluid, and they're more, not that this isn't hydrating, but they're harder for me to use. Now this one is very nice. This one has the most second skin-like look to it. It doesn't look like makeup on the skin. It can set itself. Powder is not actually required for this on me, but I did go in with powders because I wanted to show you some amazing powders that I love. But This is just the most elegant foundation, and when I try foundations, I do often think about this one and how it compares to this product because I really appreciate how natural this looks. This also does not have fragrance. So for those who are sensitive to fragrance in their foundations, then this might be an interesting product to look at. It does have a second cushion in the box, so if you do order this, don't throw the box away. Make sure to look in the bottom of the box because it'll be wrapped nicely in there for you, like an airtight. So you'll want to open that when this one is all through. And then just a little tip, if you do get this, that you can flip this sponge over and then there's some makeup underneath there too, so you can make it last a little bit longer. It does come with a sponge applicator, and you'll see that in the Get Ready With Me. It's like a little sponge almost. Really, really beautiful. Then I went in with powders. So once I had the foundation on, you could see that actually, again, powder is not necessary. It's really beautiful. But this is a powder I loved in its loose form. And then they had a pressed form that I used. I wanted to see if it was similar because I think they stopped making the loose powder. Something like that. I couldn't find it anymore. And then they reformulated the pressed version of it. So I wanted to try it. It's the Clé de Peau pressed powder. It's translucent. It is translucent on my skin. It does have like a slightly pink tone that brightens though, but not a white cast at all. It's just a really pretty, elegant, refined, very, what is the word I'm looking for? It's a very sophisticated powder. So if you're looking for something that will give a sophisticated finish to your makeup, then this really does a nice job. In terms of translucent powders, it is really, really one of the most beautiful powders that I've tried. And like I said, I've tried iterations of these and they just keep getting better, at least when it comes to Clé de Peau. Now this next one I do still love. We haven't seen it in a while because I've been going for a no makeup look where really I don't powder at all. But if I want something perfected and if I want a perfect blur appearance to my skin, I think you know what this is. The Perfect Blur powder is still one of my very favorite powders. There isn't another powder that I can think of that does what this does. Now the Sizzly one, I did do a side-by-side of those. This has that peachier tone and it's a little bit more complementary to my skin tone. So that's what I love. I love that it smooths the texture of the skin. It also helps to color correct slightly those dark spots. So if I go in with less concealer, I can go in with this powder after that, finish it off, and then it blends really seamlessly with the skin. So I have 3 powders on today. I have the Clé de Peau, then I added this. Let me take a look. It doesn't look like I've packed on a lot of powder, but definitely really beautiful finish. And it is one of those powders that looks really lovely after wearing it for a while. So Chantecaille's Perfect Blur powder. This is in light medium, and that's the best shade, especially because I use it in the center of my face, but I have a lighter skin tone on the middle of my face, so that's why I pick lighter foundation products, lighter concealer products, and lighter powder products as well. Once I have that perfected look on my face, sometimes I want to bring that glow back without adding sparkle. So this is not a new product. They are known for this product. In fact, I think they do this product better than anybody else. So it's not a surprise that this is the one being featured. It is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Dim Light. So this is one that I loved, and then I rediscovered it, and then I forgot about it again, and then every time I forget about this and I pull it out again, it just continues to be one of the best powders out there. So talking about withstanding the test of time, I think my first video on YouTube was about the ambient lighting powder, but it was Radiant Light, and I had filmed it so many times, I think I told the story before, that it was like a disco ball on my face because I had added so much of it. So it's definitely buildable. I have shown this as a highlighter as well. So if you are averse to highlighters, this is really pretty, just enough glow. I have it here right on the front of my face because I wanted to show how this builds the dimension back if I go in with something like the Perfect Blur powder where it's a little bit less of a glow on my face. So it brings down the shine, it smooths the pores, but then the quality of the skin, like a skin-like appearance, can get a little bit lost. So then adding this on top, it has, again, a blurring effect, even though it has a glow to it, really unique in its composition, and the way it looks on the skin is really pretty. So blurring and glow don't usually go together, but blurring and glow really come together for this specific color as well. Dim light, it does a nice job of helping, again, divert the eye from the hyperpigmentation right here on the front of my face, as well as the texture. I can't forget to mention the Buff and Blur brush, which I applied actually both the Clé de Peau and the Chantecaille product. The Perfect Blur powder, I applied it with this. So this is very soft. It's a flat brush and I love it because I can stipple like this and not disturb the makeup underneath. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have a brush like this for that purpose, because then I'd be wiping away the makeup at the same time I'm applying, and that's defeating the purpose and then makes me go back and have to fix things. So yeah, just being able to just stamp on the product and stipple it in like this, and it's so soft so it's not disturbing the makeup underneath. You've seen this many times. I have 3 of them. I have this one and I have 2 travel sizes, so I travel with this brush, and in a pinch when I travel with the smaller version like this, I'll use it for powder and I'll also use it for blush and bronzer. So it's a multi-purpose kind of a brush for me, and then I'm okay with kind of mixing the colors when I'm traveling. It's not that big of a deal, so I use this for many different purposes. This smaller one for sure. Before I forget, because I probably will, and I'm looking at them right now, the Hermes nail polishes. So I have been using these for a long time now, and these are the only 3 I've been using. So I use this color on my nails. Look how much is still left. Still fluid too. Every time I show this, it's not gotten sticky or coagulated. Sometimes it gets really thick, the polishes, over time, but still really fluid. The Top Coat, which I definitely need a new one of. So I think the last time I mentioned this, I said I need a new one. I didn't get one. I'm still using it, but it's definitely time to get a new one. And maybe it's been a year. I can't remember when I got this, but it's been a while. And then this is the color, oh sorry, this is 01 Rose Porcelain, which is really hard to find. So if I can find it for you, I will list it here, because it keeps going out of stock because it's, I don't know. It reminds me of that Chanel polish, but I like this one better, a lot better. The brush is amazing on this. That was the most frustrating thing about some of the other luxury beauty polishes is that I've used, is the brush made it difficult to use the product because it wasn't bending and it wasn't wide enough. So this one bends really nicely and it's wide enough to cover an entire nail, like all of my nails except for my thumb, I can do in one pass with this brush. So again, I haven't tried the base coat. Maybe I need to try that. But then this one, this one in Rouge Piment, number 64 or 66 or 65. Rouge Piment is the one that I use on my toes. So I exclusively use Hermes polishes. These are the only ones that I have and the only ones that I use. Actually, just kidding. I did save some Chanel polishes back just to compare them, but other than that, these are the only ones that I need. I might try some other shades out, but right now these are the ones that I really enjoy. And I think these are the best polishes I've ever tried, and I've tried lots of different polishes. This is the best one I've tried. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit of the lip because I've been talking for a while. And this is Bourbon Rose. I might as well talk about this lip right now. This is how easy it is to apply. I apply it like a lip balm almost. It has more color than a lip balm, but this is in Bourbon Rose by Chantecaille. It's their Lip Chic formula. That's how much is left. And I have had so many of these. I can't even remember how many I've had. Yeah, it's so easy to apply on the go. I don't have to worry about how messy this looks if I'm dining out and I need to use a napkin, and then sometimes I don't know where lipstick ends up. It might end up over here. So I like this one because it's easy to reapply and I don't have to really fuss with a mirror. I did want to mention their lip sheers because I had the lip sheer. I don't even know if they have any left, but if they have any on the site, I would get one because I'll put an insert here right now, but the one I'm talking about, they are more narrow and a little bit glossier. So I really love the lip sheers too, but they're more limited edition. So I wanted to feature things that are permanent items and things that you can typically get on the site. So, but if they do have any lip sheers and you are interested, it's an even glossier, more hydrating version of the Lip Chic. For brows, Jones Road Beauty, I think this has got to be a new holy grail for me. I have not rewatched or even looked at my past Holy Grail video because I didn't want to be influenced by it. I just wanted to be thinking about what am I using the most now. So I'll go back and look at it later. But the Jones Road Beauty brow products are amazing. The brow gel, I have been using this clear version. This is the transparent, which I have in now. And I've used the one in light brunette. So I like this one for a more natural look, but I also do like light brunette, but I also ran out of it. So I do need to get one myself. But Jones Road Beauty Clear, if you have more coarse brows like me, it really gets the brows going in the direction I want them to go in without being crunchy or flaky, because in the olden times when I think brow products first came out, that's kind of what I was getting from them. But this one has a really nice hold while still looking really natural. So I still think this is one of the best brow products I've ever used. I continue to use these all the way up. Then for brow pencil, this is the one brow pencil where I can draw individual hairs really easily. This is the Victoria Beckham BabyBlade. This is in dark brown, and I have used these all the way up. I have several of these. I count on this to really just fill in where needed. So definitely a more natural look with this brow pencil, because I can just be really strategic instead of like a solid line, which I do like with the Gucci product. And also the Jones Road pencil, really great for a quick brow. But if I want something really refined and really, really natural looking, which is what I appreciate aesthetic wise right now, it's the BabyBlade by Victoria Beckham in dark brown. I've been talking so long, I had to change out the battery. And while I did that, I just went through my hair with my Mason Pearson brush. I have a detangling brush. I have this pocket brush. They both have a little bit of hair in them, but these are my favorite brushes. So I'm gonna include them in here in the Holy Grail because I don't have any other brushes. These are the brushes I've had for the last over 20 years. So I do love them. I've had them for decades at this point. They're really, really nice. So I love the Dyson Air Straight. I've been using that nonstop because I've had the bangs cut, and then I thought maybe I should be styling more straight hair, but then this one I used today, the Air Wrap. So it's just loose, really loose curls, and I went from a almost dry, actually I air dried it, so it was pretty dry by the time I went through my hair. So it's not that curly, but it's got a little wave. And then of course the Oribe Superfine, ooh, really washed me out. The Oribe Superfine hairspray. I continue to love this. I think it's the only hairspray I've used since I've been on YouTube, and even before that. So again, over 10 years I've used this. It's the only hairspray that my hair likes, because otherwise my hair gets weighed down by hair products. So I don't really style with a lot of product. On days like this where it's like there's more static in the air or something, I'm not quite sure, it's more dry maybe, there's more static. So I like to just tame the flyaways with it. I mentioned blush earlier. So yeah, the Valentino 09 blush. It's still one of the most skin enhancing blushes that I've ever used. It's a really beautiful glow on the cheeks. You'll see when I apply it, even though I have the Hourglass underneath, it adds just a skin beautifying, skin enhancing kind of finish. And because it has a little bit of that peachy tone, I'm always looking for that to make this more cohesive, help with that discoloration. It's just really flattering shade. It's kind of like a neutral shade on me. It's got a bit of warmth to it. And I know so many of you have picked up that blush, and let me know how much you love it as well. For eyes, I have been testing it. I think this is new this year, maybe for Holy Grail, because it's a next generation formulation for eyeshadow. I've been really impressed with it. It has such a beautiful, sophisticated, elegant finish and appearance to it. I have two palettes, and I meant to pick them all up, but I got distracted by other palettes. I really need to go back to these palettes and pick up the other ones. So hopefully we will see them on sale, and I'll be picking up at least one, maybe two of these. They are the CdP shadows. So I really like that they are in this case and you can pop them in and out. They're really secure in here, unlike other interchangeable type products. These are truly interchangeable because it just pops out, and then once it's in there, it's secure. So it's not going anywhere. It's not gonna fall out on accident unless I don't pop it back in. Like if it snaps in, then I know it's secure. So this one is in 01. I have used 03 in the past. This is Sand Dune though, so I thought I wanted to show you another one. The other one, which is here, and I just keep them in these plastic, the plastic that they come in. This is 03. I recently showcased this one a few times actually. It is very close to the appearance of Tissé Rivoli by Chanel. A little bit more modern take on Tissé Rivoli in terms of the finish. It's beautiful. So I love both of these, and I wanted to show you that one in action today in case you wanted to know what other ones looks like. But I have to say, I think my favorite one is 03 out of the two, but this is 01. So it's got a brown tone here versus a more purpley tone in 03, a little bit more neutral. Then we've got for bronzer, this one I select, I love bronzer, and I try out lots of bronzers, and I find that many of them have either red tone or gray tone, almost like a contour, but I'm looking for a warm tone, something that looks like a tan version of my skin. So this one is one of the very few that is like that. Now, Guerlain has several lovely bronzers. Chantecaille does as well, but this one really stood out to me this year. This is by Hermes. It's in Atlas. And when I compared this, like, I already know it's a warm tone, but when I compare this to other bronzers, it really stands out as how warm it is compared to those tones. So I think it's a very specific product that if you are a warm tone that you would want, because bronzer can be very tricky for warm toned skin because they don't make a whole lot of bronzers in a warm tone for some reason. It's difficult to find. So if you are like me and you are looking for a warm tone bronzer, this one is very well loved and used. It doesn't look like it's dark enough at all, but it definitely adds color. It's one of the more natural finishes in a bronzer. It's really, really beautiful. So this is, again, Hermes bronzer in Atlas. Yeah, now Hermes doesn't go on sale as often as other products, but it may be on sale. So hopefully we're gonna see a little discount here on the shopping tab that popped up. Then for mascara, you know I love Chantecaille's Faux Cils Longest Lash, but I wanted to highlight this one, which is the Faux Cils mascara. Very, very similar results. It looks like the Faux Cils Longest Lash, but it doesn't have the waves. The Faux Cils Longest Lash has like a wavy pattern on it. This one is the Faux Cils mascara, and this one does not have the peptides in it. So there are two Chantecaille mascaras, and this one is the one without the waves and without the peptides. So if you're looking for a similar appearance in terms of the mascara, oh, I have something on my hands. If you want a very similar appearance to the Faux Cils Longest Lash, but you don't want the peptides, then this one is very nice. So it allows you to do the same thing, allows you to build up volume, length, and separation really quickly in a really natural way without creating that, what is that word I'm looking for? It's like gets really bulky, kind of spidery. Some mascaras can get kind of spidery after a couple coats, but this one I can continue adding and it looks really pretty and doesn't flake, it doesn't smudge. So Chantecaille makes my favorite mascara for sure. And then for highlighter, this is for the highlighter averse people who just want a little bit of a glow, which is what I have here. It does have just still some moisture left to it, but you can see how pretty it is, that it doesn't emphasize fine lines and texture, which definitely, like, I have smile lines here. My face moves when I smile right here. And if I use the wrong highlighter, then you can definitely see it makes it look worse. Actually, if I use highlighter that's powder and it emphasizes this, it looks actually worse than it is. But this one is beautiful. So this is for those who do not love highlighter, want a little moisture on the cheeks, little hydration on the cheeks. This one's beautiful. It's by Victoria Beckham, and this is in the shade Pearl. So they recently had a sale on their site. I can usually find this on an online retailer that will have a discount around this time. So that's why I wanted to mention this, because Victoria Beckham doesn't typically go on sale that often, but they do go on sale. Hopefully we'll be able to find one for you. Oh yeah, and then also remember, Chantecaille does have fragrance. So if you are in the market for fragrances, Chantecaille's are some of the most beautiful fragrances I've tried. This one I'm holding up is one that I would normally not select in any other line because I don't love the rose scent on its own, but this is Darby Rose, and it smells like a rose from a garden of like, I love the smell of a fresh rose, but I typically don't love the smell of rose fragrance. But this one is very natural smelling, smells like a fresh rose from the garden, that kind of a rose. And that's a nod to all of their lovely rose-based products by Chantecaille. Make sure to shop the sale. I'll put the code here for 25% off site-wide. If you're interested, and like I said, I will pin a comment and list the products that I mentioned here in the video, because again, you won't be seeing them here on the Chantecaille site. And again, I'll link the information in the pinned comment as well as the affiliate links. And do let us know what your holy grails are. We'd love to know. Please leave those in the comment section below. And again, a very happy Thanksgiving to you and your loved ones. And thank you again for your ongoing support. Let's see if we can get to 25,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. That is it for today's video. So please take care of each other. Stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time. And although I have, okay, my hair, it looks really nice. I mean, it doesn't look like I've packed on a lot with because of the next generation formulation for eyes, just because of the next formulation, just because it helps address the appearance of the dark. It helps to, I can usually find it at an online my Dyson, not my Dyson.